Hey, what's up? My name's Caleb. I'm a full-time reseller, and today I'm going to show you every single item I'm shipping out that sold on eBay today. I'm actually going to just jump into my screen and show you so you can see a full-size picture of every item, and then I can, zoom in on anything that might be notable of why it might have sold or why it might have sold for a little bit more than other items in that brand. So let's jump right into it. This first sale is a Bugatti shirt. These, are kind of hit or miss for me, to be honest. I thought because of this kind of flip cuff and pattern that it would be a little bit better of a seller, but I'm still happy to sell this for about 15 bucks plus shipping. I usually only pick these up when it's under $5, so I'm still making, a good little profit there. This next item is a vintage corduroy shirt by the brand John Ashford. This is not a good brand at all, but I picked this up purely because it was vintage and corduroy and a nice bold red color, and it was in excellent condition. So I probably once again picked this up super cheap, knowing that it didn't have a strong brand behind it, but the style could sell it quickly, and for enough money to make about $10 profit. Next we have this Grayson golf polo. This one is an amazing golf brand to be on the lookout for. This one I actually picked up for $16 at Marshall's on clearance. It is a basic color and it was cotton. The performance ones are made from polyester typically and have a lot more stretch to them, and they'll also a lot of times have really intricate geometric designs on them. So those ones used can even sell for way more than the 38 bucks that I sold this one for, but I'm still happy to flip 16 into 38, and I think I bought 10 of these at the same time, so I was able to do just a couple listings, have multi-quantity for a couple of the sizes, and expedite my process to get a few items sold. This next one is a really good one. This is the brand Task, T-A-S-C. That is a Bolo brand to be on the lookout for if you could pick it up cheap. They make bamboo shirts, and it's kind of like a performance-y material, but they kind of market the health benefits and the performance qualities of the bamboo in their material. But this one actually had the Travelers Championship golf logo on it, which actually did increase the value. So you can see I originally had this listed for $40 when it was golf season. It did hit my markdown sale, so it's slowly coming down in price, so I'm really happy to sell this for $30 plus shipping out of season. This next item is a Pendleton shirt. This one was not like a heavyweight wool flannel like you would typically see, so that is why it sold for a lot cheaper than the heavyweight wool flannels, but it's still a solid brand. So if you're picking it up cheap, and especially when it has this thing here so that you can get the exact model name, that will help you sell it for a little bit more and a little bit quicker. This next item is another one where there's a lot of nuance to it. It is a chap sweater. This is a very low level of Ralph Lauren, and I don't recommend picking it up hardly ever. But this one was new with the tags, and it did have this chunky herringbone kind of texture to it. And I got this under $5, so I figured that because it was new, still had the tags on it, and it was a really good style for the season, that I could still sell it quickly and make a good $15 profit on it. This next one is another amazing sale. I found these at the thrift store for, I think, $15. They're Eileen Fisher pants. I was able to look at the tag and just get the exact style code and model name and all that stuff. So I was actually even able to find a stock photo. Now, I don't recommend putting a stock photo as your first picture because eBay is kind of saying we don't want stock photos. We would rather have the regular photo of the item. But I do like to put it in there for items that, they maybe have some nuance to how they would fit or how they would look on somebody. So I have the first picture as just my own, and then I have this in there, if somebody clicks into the listing and wants to see what it might look like on somebody. Okay, this next item is a marine layer hoodie. This brand is kind of hit or miss. I mean, it's definitely a good brand, but if it's priced up at the thrift store, I would be careful because the prices and the sell-through have both been coming down on it. But this was new with tags, and the original price on it was $128. So the fact that I was able to get close to $100 for this plus shipping was pretty shocking. It did have this Thursday Night Football and Prime Video logo on it, so I was kind of hoping that that would help the value. And then I also, when I looked up the style name from the tag here, I noticed that these particular hoodies were actually selling for really close to retail. So maybe it's a line that isn't carried by Marine Layer anymore. They're not making more of them and people really like it. Or maybe it was the extra little logos that sold it a little bit better. But either way, I kind of shot for the stars with $110 plus shipping and was really happy when it sold for, $100. Here's a nice little bread and butter of a Tommy Bahama sweater. This is one that's reversible, and you can tell from this tag here where it says reversible. I literally find these all the time, and I try to only pick them up if it's like, $3-4, because they really sell slow. They don't sell for a ton of money, but it is an item that has value. So, since I do list and sell so many items, I don't mind if it takes, 6 months to sell something. I just have to get it super cheap because I know that it's going to start hitting my markdown sales and lowering in price. So I was definitely happy to sell this. I think I actually sold it on an offer for $15. So I picked it up for maybe $3-4. I'm still after making a little bit on the shipping, making my $10 profit or close to that. Here we have a Vineyard Vines polo. I'm really only picking these up when it is the performance line, and you can tell because it has a very stretchy, performance-y type of material, and it also will say performance right under here on the newer lines. This one is a little bit older, so it didn't have that, but it also was size 2XL, which is a great size. So yeah, I'm not surprised that this sold even in winter for $25. Here we have some Nike kind of sweatpants, track pants. I love picking these up under $5, just the basic models, because what I do is I go to the tag here and I look up this style code, and then I get the exact style name for this pair of pants, and I put that in the title, and mine will sell quicker than the person that's just putting in Nike sweatpants. And so even though it only sold, I think these sold on an offer for $17 or $15, but if I'm picking it up for $3-4, I can sell this really quickly. Whereas, somebody just putting in Nike sweatpants, that market without the keywords is so saturated, it will take a really long time to sell. So I'm happy to get these sold quickly, and make my $10 profit. This next item is a Public Rec jacket. This is a really good kind of like smart casual brand to be looking out for. The logo is a little P. Let's see if it's on this jacket somewhere. Yeah, here's the logo that you're looking for. Their pants can sell pretty good, but honestly, a nice little performance jacket is one of the better items from this brand that you can find. So this sold for $50 plus shipping. This next item is a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. This sold on an offer for $21 plus shipping. I like picking up the shirts that have this little model name here because you can actually look them up and look up the sell-through. And this was like a really heavyweight, it wasn't quite flannel, but it was just a super heavy cotton, the feel of it, almost like a work shirt, like leaning towards canvas, but not quite there. And when I looked up this specific thing, vintage Ralph Lauren, big shirt, size large, it did have a pretty decent sell-through rate, and with the nice, seasonal color, I felt good picking this up. Next item is this Figs like sweatshirt hoodie kind of thing. Obviously when I saw this little plus and that it was Figs, here's what the tag looks like on the inside. I definitely was looking this up because it's, such a good brand, has such a good following. People that wear this brand, they just live or die by this brand. And this sold on an offer for $30 plus shipping really quick. This next sale is one I'm really proud of. I have really enjoyed kind of learning the different cuts and styles and how to identify Levi's jeans and which ones are profitable, which ones are extremely profitable, and which ones to just leave behind. This 517 cut, it has been selling really well for me. Black does sell better than the blue from my opinion as well. And boot cut is very in style, and these were size 36, 34, which is an amazing size. So I honestly listed these, not like extremely high, but typically these would sell for about 30 bucks. So I listed these at 40 because it had all those things going for it, and these sold really quick for full price of 40 bucks. This next sale is a Tommy Bahama shirt. It is size 3XLB, which is why I picked this up, and it's also 100% linen. So between those two things, that's why I picked this one up and leave most of Tommy Bahama behind. I paid, I think, $7.50 for this, and it sold for 30 bucks plus shipping. This next sale is a vintage wool Pendleton flannel. This one is the more classic style. It sold for $40 plus shipping. I just picked this up recently for, I think I paid 20 bucks for it, but I knew that I could sell it quickly with, you know, the good keywords and a good listing. And it's the perfect time of year to sell it. So happy to make my $15 in just a few days. This next one is a Nike Livestrong pullover. I think a few of the next ones will be from some of my recent haul videos if you want to check those out. But yeah, I just picked this up for $5, and you know, it was a really good size of 2XL. It had the Livestrong branding on it, just to give it something unique to stand out from the very saturated market of Nike, you know, quarter zip pullovers. So between those two things, I was able to get it sold quick. I think this sold for $21 plus shipping. This next one is a Sims puffer vest. This is an amazing brand, and if this was in good condition, this was like a $75 item. I did sell this for $20 plus shipping. I only paid $3 for it because it did have like discoloration kind of all throughout the front and some on the back as well. So in the title, I put read with these asterisks. You know, you can't force people to read your description, but you got to try everything that you can to get them to read it, because that will help you prevent the item not as described returns. So I was happy to sell this quickly, even though it was for not much money compared to the true value of this item. It was really in not good condition at all. But I knew that it would still sell fast because this brand has just such a strong following. So definitely be on the lookout for this brand, and in good condition, you'd have an amazing item. The next sale is a Columbia Omnitech jacket. This Omnitech logo and line is what I'm looking for the lighter weight Columbia jackets. This sold for $28 plus shipping in like just a couple days. So I think in my haul video when I picked this up, I mentioned I'm really only picking up this line of Columbia, and you have to have a realistic expectation when you're picking it up of what it's going to sell for. It's only a $25 to $35 jacket, but if I pick it up under $5 or even under $10 and I can sell it really quickly for that amount, I'm perfectly fine with that. Here we have some Nuitag Express jeans. These sold for $22 plus shipping on an offer. These sold really quick because it was a really amazing size, 32-34. When I did measure it, it actually measured 34-32. So I try to put that in the title when it's something significantly off. If it's just like 1 inch off on either measurement, I don't put it in the title, because like jeans still have some give to them, even the ones that don't have stretch, even though most of them do. You know, they do have some give, so I still put it like in the item specifics. I'll put the correct waist and the correct inseam, but in the title, I'm just going to put what's on the tag if the measurements are really close. Now, if the measurements aren't close, where like here they're reversed, I want to put both in the title so that people can figure out what they're actually buying. But either way, these sold quick. It was a really good cut, brand new with tags, and so somebody got a great deal on like, you know, $75 jeans. They're only paying 20 bucks, and I only paid $5. This next item sold for $25 plus shipping. It's this LL Bean women's jacket. It was waterproof. It was fleece lined. It had some insulation in there, so it definitely had some good selling points that I wanted to, you know, put into the title and get this thing sold quickly. So I was really happy it sold for $25, because the women's line of LL Bean jackets does tend to sell for a little bit less and a little bit slower for me. So the fact that this sold in just a couple days for $25 plus shipping, you know, I'm thrilled. I think I paid like $3 or $4 after all the discounts on that. This next sale are some more vintage Levi's. If I don't have black jeans, I do prefer dark wash, and then if I don't have dark wash, I do prefer light wash. Kind of medium wash just kind of gets lost in the shuffle because there's nothing really standing out about it. But these were orange tab on the back. I bet I have a better picture here. These were the orange tab, so that was something I wanted to put in the title to help these sell quicker. 560 is a pretty decent cut. It's not quite as good as one of the boot cut styles, but I would say it's up there with one of the better ones. So the fact that these were 90s, orange tab, 560s, in an okay to decent size, I figured these would sell quick, and they did for full price of 26 plus shipping. I think I picked these up at Goodwill just the other day for like $8 or $9. This next item is a Brooks Brothers fleece vest. It was the 346 line and reversible, but when I went to photograph the item, I noticed there was a zipper that was broken, so this pocket zipper was not attached anymore, so it just kind of like went up and down but didn't actually close the pocket. And then on the back of the red side, there was like this dark mark. I must have been like maybe grease or oil or something, because it wasn't kind of coming out or scratching off or anything. So I sold this for 20 bucks plus shipping, which is a little bit low, but honestly, for having those issues for just a very basic item, I was planning only to sell for maybe 25 bucks anyway. To get 20 bucks really quickly, I'm very happy with that. This next sale was one that really surprised me. I bought this Helly Hansen fleece, and it did have this Viking cruise ship logo on it. In my video, I mentioned I wasn't sure if that would help or hurt the value. It would probably kind of just even out, because employee uniforms can't actually sell well, because a lot of times at your job you only get a certain amount of items or a certain budget to spend at the company store to get things that you need to wear, and you have to wear the company logo. And so people will go to eBay to try to get a good deal on used apparel if they need more for their collection. And when I looked this up, the Helly Hansen Viking fleece jackets, there were 2 listed and 4 sold, and there were some sold for like $45 and some sold for like $35. So I listed this for $45 and accepted an offer for $38, and I think it sold in like a day. So this is a pretty uncommon item. I don't know if it's really a bolo, because it's not a ton of them listed, but if you do happen to see that actually is a pretty good item that I'd definitely pick up. This next item is a J. Crew linen chambray shirt. This sold very quickly for $20 plus shipping. I've been picking up the blue ones and the white ones, and they've been selling quickly, so when I saw a black one, I figured this one will probably sell just as well. I paid $3 for this after all the discounts, so I'm 3 into 20 plus shipping. Super happy with that, and it sold in just a couple days. We have an Untuck It flannel shirt. This sold for $15 plus shipping on an offer. With these Untuck It shirts, I really try to be quick to accept an offer, because you never really know when the next person that wants your exact size and style, and the stars kind of have to align on these dress shirts where there's tons of them listed for somebody to be interested in your item. So when you have the opportunity to make the sale and make profit, I try to just take it if I can. And so I knew that I paid $5 for this, so to sell it for 15 and make my close to $10 profit and sell it in less than a day, I think this sold in just like a couple hours after I listed it. I'm happy to get that sold. This next sale is by far my worst sale of the day. I sold this Nike golf polo for $4 plus shipping. I picked this up back before I really knew what I was doing, and it's not a very good listing. My photos aren't as good as they are now. It's not an item that I would even pick up now unless it was like maybe at the bins or super cheap. It had a oil mark kind of on the front, so I'm just happy to get this out of my store and get some of that money back. I don't remember how much I paid for this. It probably wasn't much, but it probably wasn't worth picking up anyway. Here we have some Cole Haan loafers that sold for $30 plus shipping. I usually pick these up if they're under 10 bucks. So let's just say 10 bucks into 30 plus shipping. I'm really happy with that. And it did hit my 25% off sale, which I think is like 50 to 100 days. So this sold in a few months for 30 bucks. This next sale is a pair of New Balance 990 V4s. This was a really good size and a really good model, but these things were really beat. But I picked these up for $10, and they sold for $45 plus shipping. So on the New Balances, you're looking for these 990s. That's a great model that typically sells really well. And then on the tongue, you can find the exact model number and type that into eBay or into Google to find the model name and get exact search results for what you have. This next item is a Greenworks cordless battery-powered chainsaw. I picked this up online from a clearance event, and I think I paid like $75. So definitely making good profit on there, but I'm really trying to get away from shipping this, awkward shaped stuff just because it takes a lot more time, and I'm trying to, stay a solo operation so I don't have to pay anybody else to do it. So yeah, good margins, but still probably not really worth the time. This next sale is a wireless Nintendo Switch controller that's made to, be a replica of the Super Nintendo controller. I got these from Nintendo directly for $30, and I sold this for $60 plus shipping. This next sale is a R-Way snowboarding jacket. My thrift store had a ton of these, new with the tags, and they even come with like a free hat. They had $25 on it, and I waited until they hit half off. And then I picked up 2 of them and left a bunch behind because there really wasn't much information on it, but the retail price on it was quite a bit, yeah, $95. So I was able to sell the other one on Poshmark and this one on eBay for I think $41 or $43 on an offer. So after the discount, I paid about $12-13 for it. So happy to get this sold in the peak of the season and not have to hold it, for another, till the next following season. This next sale is an Electrolux Sidekick. It's kind of a little vintage vacuum attachment. My mom actually just gave me this for free. She was cleaning out, some stuff from her house, and, she kind of looked it up on eBay and saw that, there were people selling them, so she gave it to me. I took quick pictures and threw it up, and it sold quick for $15 plus shipping. Probably not something to go out of your way for, but yeah, happy to make a free $15. Thanks, Mom. All right, the last sale of the day is this Victorinox jacket. This is the company that makes the Swiss Army knife. You can see right here, maker of the original Swiss Army knife. So this brand does have a following. This was a really heavyweight, like nylon made canvas jacket. It was insulated, it had a ton of utility pockets, so I tried to cram as much of that into the title as possible. I actually listed a little bit higher than the rest of the comps, and I sold for $60 on an offer, so $60 plus shipping. So really happy with that sale. I think I paid like $10 or so at the thrift store in one of my recent videos. So that's everything I sold on eBay. It's 35 items. I'm gonna go get those ready to get out the door. Hit the subscribe button down below and make sure to follow along for the next video.